I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To Sisterhood of Firefighters, First Responders, Police, EMS, and our military. You know, to me, it's a day that really is I wish we didn't have to have it. I wish we didn't have to have the reason that we do to celebrate it. But it shows the courage and the bravery of so many great people. So with that said, first thing, I want all first responders and military to please come up here and join me up front. If you're a first responder or military veteran, please come up here. Come. Yeah. So this has really been tricky for me too, because it's kind of like, am I one of the scout leaders? Am I with the fire department? Am I with the Shrine Club? So I'm all over the place tonight, but bear with me on everything. So tonight, guys, what I want to tell you all first and foremost, here's our some of our first responder community that's up here better. So with that said, guys, let's all give them a hand. Every person that's up here, we'll just take turns. We'll go through. This is going to be our podium. So we'll start with George and say what organization you were with, whether it be military or first responder, and how about all of them? Just go with it.
Well, I am George Hall. I'm also on the active for State Protection Center for Veterans. I'm also first responder. But the main thing is, I was in the Army, but I got out in 1971. I've been out a long time, more than most of them have been in the world. But I'm glad that Boss does this every year. This is my first year I was able to actually come and participate in it. And I'm glad that I'm able to be able to do that. So, anytime you need me, like I said, I don't care if it's, we do with whatever it needs. Shrine Club is there, the veterans are there. If you need us, and you know how to get a hold of me, ain't a problem. Somebody else speak.
Next person up. We're going to go room for everybody.
I'm Gary Blankenship. I'm with actually with the League of Shrine Temple. I'm our chief for band this year. I'm also a past first responder. I worked 13 years with the Floyd County Sheriff's Department. I worked 2 years as a county detective. I'm currently very active, like I said, in the Shrine Club and Shrine organization. And our community, our children, our veterans, our first responders, we want to put in focus, and that's what we're here for. And if there's ever anything we can do, we're here for you.
I guess this is podium, even though we don't get it. But James Spears, I'm also a part of Floyd County Shrine Club. I'm a past first responder, operations for the volunteer fire department. I can't remember how many years, because back years ago, and as you get older, you can't remember things as you should. But anyway, it's a great honor to come and do this for the kids and have a great time here this evening. So, thank you for having us, and come and let us do this for you. Thank you.
No, go ahead. No, after you. My name is Patrick Hall. I'm with Grapevine Fire Department in Pike County, also Big Creek Fire Department in Pike County, and senior fireman, which is basically on-call, the local fire department in Breathitt County. I'm also part of the Pike Forest Critical Incident Management Team, along with Josh. And it's things like this that you guys make us old guys feel like what we're doing is worth it. And what we're doing is going into people. We're running to burning buildings and everything, and people are running out. They say we're big crazy, we're big loony. I tell them I watch Looney Tunes every day. So thank you.
My name is Brandon Logan. I'm also with the Floyd County Shriners Club.
I served at Allen Fire Department for 14 years, served as chief for 4. I served 5 years on the Floyd County Sheriff's Department under 2 different sheriffs. I'm happy to be here to help you guys. Thank you.
I'm Bolson Hercules and part of the 701st Aviation and 168 Assault. And I also was a first responder during 2002 in our early 2000.
My name's Randy Curl, U.S. Army veteran. I was in combat engineering till 1986.
Me? Yeah, I don't talk.
My name's Chris Harper, firefighter EMT with Left Beaver in Maytown. That's my wife back there. She's a firefighter EMT. That is Alex Wells, and she's an ambulance driver.
Yeah. Ambulance driver.
I'm Jim Osborne. I'm lieutenant on Middle Creek Fire Rescue. This is my 24th year of fire service. And
Oh, no, you're good, you're good.
I'm
I'm Tracy Osborne. I am a actual support member, but
These are catch-all.
Middle Creek Fire Department and for the Scouts.
Military and first responders.
Hi, my name's Riley Music. I'm a first responder. I'm with Middle Creek Volunteer Fire Department. I don't really know what to say. I just got here.
Military experience?
No.
No, okay. I know
That is him.
All right, good guy. Yeah.
Hello guys, my name's Zachary Link. I'm part of the Kentucky National Guard at Millsboro and part of the Middle Creek Fire Department. And I also am a correctional officer at USB.
I'm Michelle Bentley. I'm also very congested right now, but I help out with Middle Creek's volunteer fire department. I am Rebecca Prater. I am a state registered nurse aide. I am a CPR Red Cross instructor. I'm doing my first year of nursing. I'm excited to be working with community.
My name is Ronald Stewart. I'm one of the other people that's wearing multiple hats here. Scoutmaster for the Scouts for 147, and I'm also I've been on Middle Creek now for 2 years, learning all these career goals. So I thank you all.
My name's Sergeant Cornett. I'm a junior firefighter on Middle Creek Volunteer Fire Department. I'm also a member of Boy Scout Troop 147.
My name is Brian Cornett. I've been on Middle Creek Volunteer Fire Department about a year now.
And I'm Josh Ratliff, a 25-year member of Middle Creek Fire Department, where I served as a captain. I'm also a chaplain and also chaplain of the Floyd County Rescue Squad, and member of Olathe Shrine Club, and for Floyd County Shrine Club through Olathe Shrine, and Cub Master for PAC 827 here in Thank you all for everything you all do for your community and for our community. So it goes appreciated. And today, when we walk this, we're walking not just for those who's fallen, but we're also walking for each other. So with that said,
I have 9 pages of names. And we're going to start this off before we walk, who we're walking for. So if you want to read a page of names, feel free to step on it up and start reading. There's a lot of names, and I barely speak American. I can't even get English right. I still speak American. And there's a lot of names on here that are Italian dialect, where a lot of these fallen first responders, or these first responders were from New York. And there's such a large Italian base, I'm not going to be able to get these right. But I am going to try whatever it does. So if anybody wants to come and read a name, and I want first responders, but guys, this is our brothers and sisters. If y'all want to come and read off the page names, please do so.
Joseph Angelo, Brian Ahern, Eric Allen, Richard Dennis Allen, James M. Amato, Joseph Emamucho, Christopher Charles Amoroso, Craig Scott Anderson, Calexo Anya Jr., Joseph Angelini Sr., Joseph John Angelini Jr., Joseph Apostol Jr., David Gregory Arce, Louis Arena, Carlo Francis Sario, Greg A. Atlas, Gerald Thomas Atwood, Gerald Baptiste, Gerald A. Barbara, James William Barbarella, Matthew Barnes, Melissa Rose Barnes, Arthur Thaddeus Barry, Maurice Vincent Barry, Stephen Joseph Bates, Carl John Beddington, Stephen Elliott Belson, John E. Bergen, Paul Mitchell Byer, Peter Alexander Byfield, Brian Eugene Bilcher, Carl Vincent Beanie, Chris Romeo Bishunden, Christopher Joseph Blackwell, Michael Lucchino, Lawrence Francis Bisserer, Frank J. Bonomo, Canfield D. Boone, Gary R. Box, Michael Boyle, Kevin H. Bracken, Michael E. Brennan, Peter Brennan, Daniel J. Brecken, Patrick John Brown, Andrew Broom, Vincent Edward Broom, Ronald Buca, Greg J. Buck, Christopher L. Buford, William Francis Burke Jr., Donald J. Burns, John Patrick Burnside, Thomas M. Butler, Patrick Dennis Byron, Daniel M. Caballero, George C. Kane, Salvatore B. Caliber,
Edward Caldron, Josie O. Caldron Omega, Francis Joseph Callahan, Liam Callahan, Michael F. Matra, Brian Canazirio, Dennis M. Perry Sr., Michael Scott Carlo, Michael T. Carlo, Peter J. Carlo, Thomas Anthony Casarosa, Michael Joseph Crawley, Vernon Paul Cherry, Nicholas Paul Chiampro, John G. Shipra, Robert D. Sirius Sr., Michael J. Clark, Stephen Coakley, Carol Coleman, John Michael Collins, Robert Joseph Cordes, Ruben D. Pereira, James A. Froggen, retired. John G. Culligan. James Raymond Cole. Eric A. Conforth. Robert James Crawford. John A. Sirisa. Dennis A. Cross. Thomas Patrick Collins III. Robert Peralta. Michael Sean Coltrane. Carlos S. Da Costa. John Vieira. Vincent G. Dancy. Edward A. Viatra. Michael D. Yara. Scott Matthew Davidson. Clinton Davis Sr. Edward James Day. Thomas Patrick DeAngelis. Gerald F. DeContro. Manuel Del Valer Jr. Francis Albert Del Mariana. Martin N. Delmiano. Davis Paul DeRubio. Andrew J. Desperito. Dennis Lawrence Delvin. Gerald P. Delwan. Jerry D. Dickerson. George D. Palasco. Johnny Dr. Jude. Robert Joel. Mark Patrick Dominguez. Kevin W. Donnelly. William H. Donovan. Kevin Christopher Dowley. And Raymond Matthew Downey Sr.
If you just follow it, no, it took like 10 dozen days to just do it. 100. How, when you get up there about that?
Stephen Patrick.
I just
Leonard J.
I was like,
Duffy.
do it again. Like 200 more
Patrick
down.
Dunn. Edward T. Arnold.
Yeah.
Martin J. Hager Jr. Michael J. Elford. Martin
All that I
Joseph
said, I was actually
Robert R. Ellsworth.
I didn't
Francis Espejo. Michael A. Espejo. Robert Edward Evans. Keith George Fairfield. Jamie L. Fowler.
I went in there
Joseph
just
Fanning.
one time or 2 times, I think.
Thomas James Terrell. Terrence Patrick Terrell. Joseph E. Ford. Robert Fallows Jr. William M. Freeman. Reed S. Freeland. Alan D. Clinton. Michael C. John R. Fisher. P. Andrew J. Fletcher. Matthew N. Boloco. John Joseph Florino. Michael N. Fodor. Thomas J. Cooley. David J. Fontaine. Donald A. Foreman. Robert Joseph Greenwood. Clyde Fraser Jr. Andrew Fredericks. Peter L. Pugh. Greg J. Walker. Thomas Gambino Jr. Peter James Clancy Jr. Charles William Barney. Thomas A. Danner. Matthew David Gray. Bruce Gary.
I never, but
Gary Paul
somebody did.
Jadell. Edward F.
Ridley.
Garfield. Dennis P. Gurney. Lawrence D. Getzker.
Not like
Dennis Francis Jamona. James Andrew Gibbons. Ronnie E. Jay. Paul John Gill. Robert C. Gillis. John F. Kinley. Jeffrey John Granado. John Granado. Steve Alexander Glasgow. Thomas Edward Foreman. James Michael Gray.
If the water makes it you try to cut me off when I say something, but when I flip it, the water makes it easier. This makes it more down, so it's more negative.
Joseph is Richard J. Jose A. Guadalupe, Geoffrey E. Guja, Joseph P. Gullickson, David Hunter, Vincent Jerry Alleron, Robert W. Hamilton, Sean S. Hanley, Thomas Paul Hannafin, Donna Ray Hannon, Daniel Edward Harlan, Harvey L. Harrell, Stephen G. Harrell, Thomas Theodore Haskell Jr., Timothy Sean Haskell, Leonard W. Hatton Jr., Terrence S. Hatton, Michael Helmut Cobb, Philip T. Hayes, Michael K. Healy, John F. Heffernan, Ronald John Hemingway, Ronnie Lee Henderson, Joseph Patrick Henry, William L. Henry Jr., Thomas J. Hetzel, Ron Christopher Hackett, Timothy Brian Higgins, Wallace Cole, Hogan Jr., Jonathan R. Holman, Thomas P. Holohan, Ruhu G. Houston, George Gerard Howard, Stephen Huxo Jr., Joseph Jared Hunter, Stephen N. Highland Jr., Walter G. Haynes, Jonathan Lee Licky, Frederick J. Eel Jr., Anthony P. Infante Jr., Lacey Bernard Alvarez, Dennis M. Johnson, William R. Johnson, Andrew Brian Jordan Sr., Carl Henry Joseph, Anthony Jalbert, Angel Aaron Jarvie Jr., Michael F. Judd, Pauline Jurgens, Thomas Edward Jurgens, Vincent D. Kane, Douglas G. Carpilloff, Charles L. Castor, Robert Michael Colford, Paul Hamlin Keaton, Richard John Keeley Jr., Thomas Richard Keeley.
Thomas W. Kelly, Thomas J. Kennedy, Ronald T. Kerwin, Michael Vernon Kiefer, Robert King Jr., Ronald Philip Hofer, Scott Michael Kopsko, William Edward Krolowski, Kenneth Bruce Kumpel, Thomas Joseph Koveskis, David James LaForge, William David Lake, Michael S. Delano, Robert T. Lane, Peter J. Lahone, Thomas Michael Lahone, Scott Larson, Paul Lazinski, James Patrick Levy, Joseph Gerald Levy, Neil J. Levy, David Perenzo, Lamont Joseph Lennon Jr., John Dennis Leron, Daniel F. Libretti, Carlos R. Lilo, Robert Thomas Lemay, Stephen V. Long, Joseph Lavarro, James Francis Lynch, Michael Francis Lynch, Michael Francis Lynch, Michael J. Lones, Alman Lines the Sixth, Patrick John Lones, Joseph Mafio, William J. Mahoney, Joseph E. Maloney, Joseph Ross Mark Banks Jr., Charles Joseph Margano, Joseph Mariano. John Daniel Marshall, Peter C. Martin, Paul Richard Martini. Joseph A. Muscali, Dean E. Matson, Timothy J. Vaughn, Keith Roy, Marcellus Maynard, Robert J. Mayo, Kathy N. Mazza, Brian Gerard McAleese, John Kevin McAvoy, Thomas Joseph McCann, Brian Grady McDonald, William E. McGinn, William J. McGovern, Dennis P. McHugh, Donald James McIntyre.
Robert McCormick, Walter Arthur McNeil, Robert William Patton, Terrence McShane, Timothy McSweeney, Martin E. McWilliams, Raymond Meisner, Charles Mendez, Steve Versando, Yamel Marino, Ronald Miller, Craig Miller, Douglas Miller, Henry Alfred Miller Jr., Charles Miller Jr., Robert Munaro, Thomas McNaught, Paul Thomas Mitchell, Louis Joseph Odessa, Dennis Ojaki, Manel Ojaki, Carl Molina, Michael Montesa, Thomas Carl Louis, Richard Aaron, John Moron, Vincent Morello, Richard Morgan, Ferdinand Moron, Brian Moss, Christopher Mozilla, Richard Ladowney, Michael Mullen, Dennis Michael Mulligan, Patrick Judy Murphy, Raymond E. Murphy, Robert Gill, John Philip Macalinto, Joseph Naves, Pete Negron, James Nelson, Peter Allen Nelson, Gerald Terrence Evans, Alphonse Joseph Wilhelmine, Michael Noah, Dennis Patrick O'Byrd, Daniel O'Callaghan, Douglas E. Osweiger, Joseph Morgan, Thomas O'Haran, Samuel Otis, Patrick J. O'Keefe, William O'Keefe, Eric Olson, Jeffrey James Olson, Stephen John Olson, Kevin O'Rourke, David Ortiz.
Michael John Alton, Jeffrey Matthew Lazar, Oreo Joseph Palmer, Frank Anthony Colombo, Jonas Martin Panic, Paul J. Pancini, John M. Paliolo, Salvatore T. Capasso, James Nicholas Papa George, James Wendell Arnold, Robert Harrell, Clifford L. Patterson Jr., Richard Allen Perlman, Darrell V. Pearsall Jr., Glenn C. Perry Sr., John William Perry, Philip Scott Petty, Glenn Karen Pettit, Dominic A. Zullo, Kevin J. Pfeiffer, Kenneth John Phelan Sr., Christopher J. Pickford, William Howard Holman, Darren H. Ponte, Sean Edward Powell, Vincent A. Princiato, Kevin M. Pryor, Richard A. Prunty, Joseph J. Licor Jr., Lincoln Wape, Michael T. Quilty, Ricardo J. Quinn, Leonard J. Regaglia, Eugene J. Raggio, Michael Paul Ragusa, Edward J. Raw, Adam David Rand, Marcia D. Ratchford, Donald J. Regan, Robert M. Regan, Christian Michael August, Kevin O'Reilly, Bruce Albert Reynolds, Francis Severo, Ricardelli, Vernon Allen Richard, Claude Daniel Richards, Demi Richards, Joseph R. Ravelli Jr., Michael E. Roberts, Michael Edward Roberts, Antonio Jose Rodriguez, Anthony Rodriguez, Richard Rodriguez, Matthew Rogan, Keith Michael Rona, James A. Romito, Nicholas P. Rosamondo, Timothy Allen Joy Sr.
Paul G. Ruback, Stephen P. Russell, Michael Thomas Russo Sr., William R. Ruth, Matthew L. Ryan, Thomas E. Sabella, Christopher A. Santoro, John August Santorin, Gregory Thomas Sorio, David M. Scales, Dennis Grosso, John Albert Scart, Fred C. Sheffield Jr., Robert A. Schlegel, Thomas G. Scholes, Gerard Patrick Spring, Mark Schwartz, Dan F. Schnauer, Gregory Sikorsky, Stephen Gerald Sealer, Jeff Lyle Simpson, Sirius, who was a Canon, John P. Scala, Stanley S. Smocala Jr., Greg H. Smallwood, Kevin Joseph Smith, Lynn Smith Jr., Myra Ann Smith, Robert W. Spear Jr., Joseph Patrick Spohr Jr., Lawrence T. Stack, Timothy M. Stackhold, Gregory Stock, Jeffrey Stark, Edward Thomas Strauss, Larry L. Strickland, Wallen Wellington Stewart Jr., Benjamin Suarez, Raymond Suarez, Daniel Thomas Stern, David Mark Sullins, Christopher P. Sullivan, Brian Edward Sweeney, Sean Patrick Talone, Paul Talty, Alan Tarosquist, Kip P. Taylor, Paul A. Techmeyer, William H. Thompson, Tamara C. Thurman, John Patrick Tierney, Kenneth Kotchen, John James Tipping II, Hector Louis Toronto Jr., Otis V. Tolbert, Santos Valentin Jr., Arbris Van Hahn, Ronald J. Ball, Peter Vega, Lawrence J. Velling, John T. Vaggiano II, Joseph Vincent Vaggiano, Sergio Gabriel Villanueva, Lawrence Virgilio, Karen J. Wagner, Mitchell Scott Wallace, Robert Franks Wallace, Jeffrey P. Walls, Michael Rashala, Patrick J. Waters, Kenneth Thomas Watson, Walter Edward Weaver, Nathaniel Webb, Michael T. Weinberg, David M. Weiss, Shin Sun Park Wells, Timothy Matthew Welty, Eugene Michael Whelan, Edward James Watt III, Maudlin A. Watt, Mark P. Whitford, Michael T. Woley, Glenn E. Wilkinson, David Lucian Williams, Dwayne Williams, John P. Williamson, Glenn J. Winnick, David Terrence Woolley, William Wren, Kevin W. Yocum, Raymond R. York, Donald MacArthur Young. Those are all of the names of the people who have went through a tragic event during 9/11 and sacrificed their lives. And we are here to remember their names, not forget them. So, reading this is not just a sense of quoting names for a long period of time. These are real people who existed. They went through something that nobody should ever have to go through. But their names live on. Their spirits still live on through their legacy. That's all we do.
Going with what she just said, for the first responders here, this was our brothers and sisters. These were people doing what we do every day. They gave everything they had to sacrifice to try to help someone else. So with that said, anyone who wants to walk, we're going to start a walk now, and we're walking for all these people.